All right, y'all. I am here today and we are talking about myositis. Yes, I have myositis. Now what? Should I be eating hot dogs? Well, these are actually veggie dogs, and I'm going to be cooking up a delicious dish during my interview here on the Super Parents Show with our guest. Yes, we have a special guest. I'm here in the home studio. Y'all haven't seen this space in a while, but I'm back here in the studio and cooking up a few things with our special guest today, Kaniah Gunter. Now, keep in mind, Miss Kaniah is an advocate for myositis. She's going to explain to us what myositis is. Y'all know I say this almost every show. I've been a nurse I've been a nurse 30 years and I still am learning stuff. I'm still learning new things. I I haven't heard of myositis before today. So let's get her in. We're going to give her a wonderful introduction so that way she can get right on in. I'm going to start cooking because I'm making several things today that includes a lot of relief for myositis. So that's why you see all these ingredients here. If you can't see everything, you will see it soon, right? Because we got cacao powder that's going to be in our diets. We're making chocolate milk, y'all. We're making some fun foods that you can eat to help heal yourself, whether you have myositis or whether you are just trying to get to your optimal health to feel good every day. So as you come in, of course, you already know, click the like button if you think you're going to like this. Click the like button if you have never heard of myositis. Click the like button if you know of someone with myositis. Click the like button if you want to have a free membership, because today, Kaniah is going to tell us about a free membership that we can all obtain. Y'all know free is hard to come by, right? Nothing is free. So this is a complimentary membership, but it's a useful one. So this means with anyone that wants to learn, we have an ambassador today. She is here in the Hampton Roads area. I am as well. So we're in the southeastern region of Virginia, but she travels the world. Okay. She was just at a conference last week. She'll be at another conference soon. And she has a lot of folks coming in. We see Holly Jones and Terry Wheeler, but we can't really talk to them yet because we don't have Kaniah in the room. So guess what? We have to get our special guest in here, Bronze Flat Power God, because Kaniah, I got to stop the intro. We got to get you in here. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I call it
Well,
Wellness Wednesday.
absolutely. So it's a wonderful Wednesday now. Holly Jones is in here from the Myositis Association. You did tell me that y'all roll deep. Y'all are small but mighty because we've got Terry Wheeler in here. Now, I'm familiar with Bronze Flat Power God. Always glad to have you. Tati C. Petita is coming in from Romania. But Holly Jones is saying, Myositis, woman of color, is in the building. We love you, Kaniah Gunter. They already shouting you out. What in the
And
world?
I love them too.
Oh, we
Thank you
love
guys
you
for
all.
joining. Good morning.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get right into it because at the start of this show, I had here what are the causes of myositis? So, first, of course, we'd like to hear your name. We'd like to hear a little bit about you, and then tell us some of the causes of myositis. Because at the bottom of the screen right now, people do see Superfood Parents information, right? But we've already put your information into the description, and we want people to be able to easily click on it. So let's make sure that your info is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Because, since the people are shouting it out, we got to make sure it's already on the screen. So that way, when people don't see myositis women of color, they will see at the bottom the support groups, your coaching opportunities for people to get knowledge. Tell us about yourself, Kaniah. Welcome.
Well, thank you guys for joining. And most definitely, we want to give a big old thanks to Miss LaQuita here. Thank you for helping me in, assisting me alongside in my journey and, being a voice along beside me. My name is Kaniah Gunter. I'm living right here in Norfolk, Virginia. I am a nutritional health coach, community health worker. Oh man, I wear a lot of hats. Advocate for the Myositis Association, Women of Color Affinity Group. I am a mom of 2 children, which I truly love. They're my biggest cheerleaders. I am also a co-author, and I've been part of 3 book projects. I just launched a health summit and book launch just on Saturday, The Beautiful Face of the Invisible Illness. So yes, I wear a lot of hats, but my passion is to most definitely focus in on nutrition, lifestyle, and just looking at the whole person and helping those that are living with autoimmune diseases connect the dots early on in diagnosis. So this is why I'm here on today, to be able to get the word out, because it is May is Myositis Awareness Month.
Nice. This is wonderful. I knew you were an author, and I couldn't remember if you had authored 3 books or if you were a part of 3 books. So, Frankie Myositis is saying, hello, Myosiders. Now, Myosisters, excuse me, because she's probably a part of this group. You do have a group that people can join. It's called Unique Guidance Nutritional Health Coaching Live Group. It's scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen, y'all. Okay? Scrolling right there at the bottom of the screen. You can see it. But we've got that on the screen as well, just in case people are wondering, wait a minute, what is she saying? How do we get there? What goes on? Yes, myositis. Now, the music we're listening to is by DJ Is. So, hey there, DJ Is. We're having a good time today. Tell us this. You're an author. Are your books about myositis? Because, people wonder, what is myositis? What's the cause of it? There's always a new disease. Do I have to be afraid? And while you answer that question, I'm going to start on my overnight oats. Overnight oats have a few simple ingredients. I've got some organic oats here. That means they're organic. They have not been sprayed with pesticides to finish them, because a lot of times we have allergies, we have illnesses like yours, autoimmune diseases. A lot of them are caused by the pesticides, insecticides, and things that are sprayed on our food. So I'm going to just put into this cup, while you talk to us, these oats are here. I've got a few fresh blueberries, because whole foods are healing. I know you're going to talk to us about that. So I've got a few fresh blueberries, and I've got some non-dairy yogurt. I'm going to use coconut milk yogurt, I think, today, because some people, they are allergic to almond milk yogurt. I do have that one. Y'all know Silk is here for us, right? They've got their almond milk yogurt as well. I'm going to use the coconut milk today. And the last thing is chia seeds. That's like the main thing. You get your omega-3 fatty acids. Those are healing. And I'm going to use some soy milk. Okay. So I like organic. I told y'all why, but you can use rice milk, oat milk, almond milk, whatever milk you want. So talk to us about the causes of myositis. For you, how that worked out, because what happens is a lot of people are wondering, how do you get myositis? Do I catch it? What is it? Go ahead.
All right. So what is myositis? Let's start with that. Myositis describes inflammation or swelling of the muscle tissues. General muscle inflammation that can occur after exercising or taking certain medications, or it can be coming from a chronic inflammatory muscle disorders. And we have several forms of myositis, which I would love to name. So those that are listening in, they're like, I need to start connecting those dots early on. It might be me that I might need to get tested. So you have dermatomyositis, which I'm living with. We call it DM, polymyositis, PM. Inclusion body myositis, and then we have IBM, which is inclusion body myositis, which is the IBM, and also we have juvenile forms of myositis, which is a little bit of heartening to me, because I really have had contact with a young lady that at the age of 17 is actually living with myositis, but are all inflammatory forms of myositis, and we call it an inflammatory myopathy disease. As far as to loss of muscle.
So hold on a second. Let's slow down a little bit with those names, because these are big names, right? And of course, Holly Jones is like polymyositis. She's putting some of those names into the description for us. So let's make sure. Also, I'm going to reset here. You tell us, again, you said, someone with juvenile myositis. You yourself have dermatomyositis, which derma is the skin.
Yeah.
Polymyositis is a whole nother category. Look, Terry Wheeler, they're putting it in there. They're like, y'all need the big words written out for us. We got them here. And thank you so much, Gail at Night. She has put in the link for your Facebook group. So this way, you all, if it's not in the description, you can also click in the live chat. The links are there. Hey there, She Stole My Thunder is coming in from Canada. Good to see you. Listen, we're here with Kaniah Gunter. She has myositis. Now what? So she's telling us about all these different types: inclusion myositis, inclusion body myositis. These sound scary. Dermatomyositis, polymyositis. Did you want to talk a little bit about, okay, are the causes of all of these myositis the same? Are they different? How does that work? And you can also go into the symptoms and progression as well.
Well, so with all forms of myositis, and with myositis, it has no known cure. We're still doing ongoing research, trying to find the right treatments, trying to connect. We have several women and other members that are still trying to connect with a myositis specialist. The cause, to be honest with you, it goes back into my early discussion talking about certain medications, exercises you might have heard of. Some people say that, COVID-19 has played a big part. But genetics, it goes back into lifestyle factors, genetics, and those medications. In my case, with the dermatomyositis, I was kind of like diagnosed with a muscle biopsy. And it took up to 4 years for me to get a proper diagnosis because my local community of people were not familiar with myositis. So, it took a long period of time for me to start connecting those dots. But dermatomyositis, it affects people of any age or sex, and that goes for myositis of all forms. It's more common.
So wait a second. I have a quick question because, of course, you're saying these words fast, and we got people like Vicki Jefferson, right? She knows about this, right? She's in the loop. So hey there, Vicki. But Real Talk with Ntabi is in South Africa. She may not have ever heard of dermatomyositis. So say that again, what you were saying about it.
So dermatomyositis can affect people of any age. Our sex is more common in women than in men. And it's more visible to like skin rashes. It's caused by inflammation of your blood vessels. Underneath of the skin, you're going to see some, with the DM rash, it looks kind of like a patchy, kind of like reddish, purplish, and sometimes it's found like on your eyelids. The orbits of your eyelids will swell up. In my case, it swelled up about 3 centimeters away from my face, and where I was put on prednisone. I was put on 60 milligrams of prednisone. It's also found in with your elbows, your knees, and your knuckles, and also affects your cheeks and your nose, your back, and your upper chest.
So wait, this sounds like it affects absolutely everything. And so, when you're saying like, I asked for some symptoms and progression, but you're like naming the whole body. So you're saying this is basically a systematic disease. Yeah. So it is an autoimmune disease. It does affect your whole body. You are an advocate for this. And I told people in the beginning, they can get a free membership, right? And so that means that we don't have to just sit on the sidelines right now and wonder, what is this? Who can get it? What we can all do is we can go to the myositis.org. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen, y'all. Let's show them.
www.myositis.org. Yep, you got it.
And we can get a free membership. So this way we can stay in the loop because Kim Wade is already there, right? Kim Wade got her stuff on point. She's like, yeah, polymyositis. And these are women that are talking about polymyositis and they know all these big words because some of them have the effects of it. They're suffering with the symptoms. Some of them are currently in your group. But if we go here, we can get a free membership. And this membership to the myositis organization will keep us in the loop of when there are talks about it, when there are events about it, where we can go. Does it give us alerts for articles and things like that? Because Lori Tyler Moore is up in here.
Yeah, so it does. So I definitely want to give a shout out to my group members because it is found. It's higher prevalence in women of color. So most definitely we want to continue to bring awareness. This organization here is globally, and they focus in on improving the lives of those that are living with myositis. So most definitely I say visit today, www.myositis.org. It doesn't matter where you're at, so I say do it today. Most definitely sign up and become a member.
Now here's the thing though, because G Mama Grows is here, right? She grows a lot of her own food. G Mama Grows is a G. She's a nurse like me, but she's a real nurse because she was in war times. Like and those nurses are like doctors. They end up doing a lot more than just nurses do. So she grows a lot of her food because she knows that when you get a lot of whole foods in, you can really heal. Now, this is one thing that I really like about your Facebook group that you have. We've already talked about it a little bit. This is the one where you do post a lot of healthy living, and I'm just going to show that to everybody so that way they're familiar with it. They can sign up. Unique Guidance Nutritional Health Coaching. Is this the private one, or is this the public one? Myositis Women of Color Affinity Group. Which one can they join publicly to see how they can get in that food, like that, all the food that G Mama Grows is growing?
So we have a public page, which is the Myositis Women of Color page. Here is actually Unique Guidance Nutritional Health Coaching is my business, and it kind of like got birthed because I was diagnosed early on with myositis. So we share information wherever the information is most valuable. We share within the group. We have had challenges where the women jumped on board from Unique Guidance Nutritional Health Coaching, which I have a challenge coming up, which is going to be the 10-day green smoothie challenge, which I love, from JJ Smith.
Nice.
And so we share this information because we're all in it together, right? And so we want to make sure that we stay connected, and most definitely, that we continue to cheer each other on.
Nice.
So Unique Guidance and Nutritional Health Coaching is, I'm the leader of the Myositis, one of the leaders with Holly Jones of the Myositis Association Women of Color Affinity Group. So we continue sharing information. So they can tune in or they can join today here, and they can also join and follow us.
I do see Holly Jones dropping all the links, doing all the things. That way people like Alimatu Sadia, now she's in Kuwait. She's from Ghana, but she's in Kuwait. This way people like her know what to do, because of course, Kalisha Phillips Jones probably already in the loop. She's like, dermatocytes, if she knows how to spell the words, we know she knows what she's talking about. So thank you, Gail at Night, for dropping all of these links and doing all of the things. And what we also are going to do is just reset real quick here, so that if you're just coming in and you might be chatting like G Mama Grows and everything, you might not realize that, y'all, we are here on the Superfood Parent Show, here with our guest today, Kaniah Gunter, and of course me, Chef LaQuitaMarie, and I'm cooking. Not really cooking. I've just started some overnight oats because we're talking about all the food that are going to help you with your myositis. Oh, this is thickened up already. I got to add some more milk to it. So I've already made the overnight oats. A lot of you are like, I don't want whole food. This is where you go to energybits.com. You get your little energy bits. They're little green tablets. So I have a packet right here, and you take like 10 at a time. And y'all, they take away body odor. So that way, when you go to the restroom in public, if you got that bubble gut stomach, no smell, okay? Get the chlorella and spirulina combination. The Vitality Bits are the best for that. But this way, they do replace a serving of whole fruits, or not a serving, but a plate full of whole fruits and vegetables, because it's simply chlorella and spirulina. So if you're like, I don't want chia seeds, now chia seeds will give you that fiber. Kaniah is going to tell you all that chia seeds have helped her. But if you don't want your overnight oats, I've just made it here real quick. Go there to energybits.com. Get yourself something good. All right. Let's also make sure people put in #HealthHeroes, because if you're here on the Superfood Parent Show, you are a health hero for your loved one, or for yourself, or for your co-workers, whoever you're cooking food for. You want to be a health hero. So that means you put in #HealthHeroes. All right. That way you can be like Holly Jones, right? She's like, Myositis Woman of Color is in the building. We love you, Kaniah Gunter. Let's get back to Kaniah Gunter. All right, Kaniah, let's move forward and hear from you a little bit. Look, G Mama Grows was like, wait a minute, no odor. That's right, baby girl. Look, you can be out in the summertime sweating in the garden. You don't have to worry about that. All right. So let's go back to how this is diagnosed. How were you diagnosed if this can present in so many ways? You said there can be a rash on your face, across the bridge of your nose. That sounds like some of anything. Like a lot of us have rashes. A lot of us have these symptoms. How do they diagnose this? And while you tell us that, I'm going to make the quick slaw for my veggie dogs here. And that slaw is going to just include purple cabbage, onions, and carrots. And I'm just going to squeeze lime juice and put a little oil and mustard to blend it all together, sort of like a vinaigrette. So you talk, I'll chop. How is this diagnosed?
All right, so most definitely, you definitely want to start working closely with your doctor and collaborating with a doctor that's really kind of like familiar in a sense with myositis. But sometimes the doctor tests for, they do a muscle biopsy. In my case, I received a deltoid muscle biopsy. Blood tests, ongoing blood tests, which is like your muscle enzymes, including your CPK, which is your cardiac enzymes, and your adolase test. And other blood factors that are actually included, like your cell rate, your inflammatory markers. Then you have your EMG, which is your electromyogram, nerve conductivity testing, which we call NCV. And you also have your magnetic imaging, which is your MRI of the legs and the muscles.
So wait a minute. Are you saying with all of these different in all of these different tests, how do you know that, like, how do they know to do these tests? Because if you go in with the rash, they're not going to do an MRI, or the last one you said, the certain scan or whatever. Is there a certain point where something starts to direct to this particular situation for myositis that they start running certain tests? Like, how do you get them to run this series of tests? You know what I mean? Because people are putting in hashtag health heroes. Thank you so much, G Mama Grows and Kimberly Branch. While they're doing that, let us know, how do they even know if this is okay, wait, Holly Jones says muscle weakness. Does that mean you might go in and you're complaining of muscle weakness? Go ahead and tell us.
Okay, so it started out with me. We talked about the orbits of your eyes. So that's one of the reasons to why we kind of like went in. I had to have lasering of my eyes. They had to laser my eyes. So I went to the eye doctor because the orbits of my eyes was swollen. My face was swollen, my eyelids were swollen 3 centimeters away from my face. But I also had muscle weakness. So I wasn't able to get up out of bed. I've always been active. And so it was difficult getting out of bed. And then I started having a little bit of neuropathy throughout my legs and to my feet, which was I had difficulty standing. The skin rash, we talked about, you hear me keep saying that with dermatomyositis is most definitely, but I had those rashes. They were red, they were itchy, and then I had the scaly scalp going on, and now today I have alopecia due to hair loss.
Right.
And a lot of fatigue. You're going to hear fatigue. When you hear about autoimmune disease or any chronic illness, and myositis, lupus, fibromyalgia, whatever it is, you're going to hear about that chronic fatigue, that feeling like you're being hit by a Mack truck is what I say all the time.
Right. So that's why Holly Jones was saying muscle weakness. That weakness, it's not something that you can just fix with coffee, because like I have my coffee brand, rolljava.com, right? I always tell people, hey, go to rolljava.com, get your energy going for the day, get what you need. But this is not something that's going to just be fixed with a cup of joe. You take the coffee and you still feel like a dog. And Terry Wheeler is saying, Gotron's papules. What is that? Oh my goodness. Wait. Monique Overcomer is saying rest is the best remedy. Lord, we can't rest. They want us to go. They just want us to work. Sonia Z. Phillips is in here. She might not have ever heard of this. So tell us about these papules. So
the papules, they kind of like pop up, like when we talked about the hands and the rashes of your hands. So that in that area, the doctors, I haven't had that happen to me in most cases, but they do check for that. And so you will have them. Like in my case, I have features of scleroderma. So I have swelling of my hands, which are like the puffiness, and a little bit rashes there. So they do check you for the gastropapules.
And say that again. How do you say it?
Features of scleroderma.
No, I mean the papules. How do you say the two words?
Gatron's papules.
Gatron's papules. Because I thought there was a typo, and I was like, nah, these ladies know their stuff. I know she didn't mean gastric papules.
No.
Gatron's papules. Wow.
So when the doctor do check for it, it's kind of like the red or kind of like a violet. I want to say like little bumps.
Right.
Kind of like pop outside of the joint. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So here's the thing. Your group, let me tell you all, this is the reason why you want to join the Myositis organization for absolutely free. Because this is the type of information you can have so that possibly you can help someone, right? So you go to myositis.org, it's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Kim Wade is saying extremely low energy levels that won't subside, right? Holly Jones is saying losing weight, which is muscle atrophy. You're losing muscle, but not weight or fat. You're just losing, like you're just wasting away, so to speak. And
Yeah.
so, of course, we've got TWP Popcorn. That's my cheat code coach. He helps me with a lot of stuff. He's in here learning. And the more we learn, the more we can help others. So the nice thing is, Sonia Phillips is asking, what is myositis? I'm late. And Terry, we're going to recap that, okay? Because Terry Wheeler, they are educating us in the chat. Kaniah Gunter is educating us on the screen. You're all muscles, even swallowing.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. So you're
That's it.
swallowing. I remember you talked about that. You talked about having dysphagia, having
Yeah.
problems swallowing because your swallowing muscles aren't working correctly. So
Yeah.
talk a little bit about that, because right now people have been putting in hashtag health heroes. Y'all continue to do that while Kaniah talks to us about not just the symptoms, because of course we do want to answer Sonia's question about what is myositis. Vicki Jefferson is agreeing with you all. We've got support systems here. Monique is telling y'all, this group has changed my life and my mindset. Y'all want to know which group she's talking about? She's probably talking about this one, Myositis Woman of
Yeah.
Color. But for right now, let's just, and thank you so much, Intabi. She put in hashtag health heroes. All right. So let's get back to, we talked about how it's diagnosed. A lot of people always want to know, okay, but what are my treatment options? What's going to happen to me?
Okay. So, you want me to touch on dysphagia or the swallowing?
Absolutely. Go right into it. Thank you.
So, a lot of at the beginning, it was the skin, the rash, and a little bit of difficulty swallowing. Everybody was eating good around me, but I wasn't able to swallow the food, and it was actually painful. It was real painful to swallow the food, and that's when I was diagnosed with a little bit of the vitamin D deficiency and dysphagia. And it's been difficult, just like Miss Terry sharing about the muscles. I mean, it's restrictive there. You're not able to get anything down. In some cases, I actually had episodes of choking. And
Wow.
not having family members and them around because I wasn't able to get my food down. So a lot of gut health issues, and I guess this is why I'm real passionate about my Unique Guys Nutritional Health Coaching group, and having them connect the dots early on and helping them with changing their lifestyle and adding in those whole foods.
So, speaking of whole foods, right, and speaking of swallowing, I'm going to talk a little bit about both of those because, you're talking about your difficulty swallowing based off of Terry Wheeler saying this muscle weakness, even your swallowing muscles are affected. And like you're saying, you're at home choking, you have nobody around you. You don't realize that your swallowing muscles aren't working until they don't work, right? Now, somebody like me, I tell people I only got 3 good teeth left. So I got problems chewing and swallowing. I think I've chewed it well enough, but it's not. I start choking. A few tips that I've learned: tuck your chin to your chest. On what's the show, the movie where they just told the boy to put his arms up and the grandma was patting him on the back. Oh my goodness, I can't. Dr. Doolittle. That's what it was, with Eddie Murphy playing all the roles. That really works, y'all. Tuck your chin, put your arms up. It does something with your airway. Tuck your chin first, because like G Mama says, that's rough not being able to swallow. So this is where whole foods come in too. I don't eat animals anymore. I know a lot but I used to, right? Chicken, fish, turkey, steak. I know that things like beef will swell up in your mouth, especially if it's a steak. So, if you're eating a burger, that's different. You can kind of process it better, but you might have that gristle. You might have issues with that. Whole foods, I'm putting in right now this onion, this purple cabbage, and this carrot into this slaw, and they are going to get a little bit softer once I add the lime juice, the oil, the mustard, and it's easier to chew and swallow, right? It's so this way when you have that dysphagia, you don't have to worry about that. Now, Holly Jones is saying feeling heavy, like the initial feeling of getting out of the swimming pool. You're
Yeah.
weighted down like that. Talk about that with myositis.
Yes, it's that heaviness, it's that chronic fatigue, it's that tiredness, it's that I'm not able to move at all. And she definitely went into describing it. I mean, this is just what it is. It's a heaviness. You're feeling exhausted, and sometimes you're not able to even pick your feet up. I didn't
Mm.
hit a whole lot of tripping and falling, and there was no one there to help pick me up. To be honest with you, I stayed on the floor a couple times for a long period of time,
Wow.
and just had to move it on through and push myself through. Getting on up when I found the strength to get on up. But most definitely feeling heavy, that tiredness, that fatigue. We talked about being hit by that Mack truck, because it's just an ongoing thing as far as to what are we actually feeling, but that's exactly what it is, that heaviness.
So I have a question for you about this. I want to give some solutions to that. Um, First of all, the question is, can we ask you anything today? Not anything, but for people that are watching, we definitely want them to know this is a Q&A where they can ask you. So I want to get your permission publicly. Can we ask you anything today within
Yes, you
reason?
can, but we're going to most definitely put a disclaimer out there. We're going to stay within our scope. So I am a nutritional health coach and advocate. This is for your information and for your education. So we want to be able to bring more awareness about myositis, but most definitely. And then we have Miss LaQuita here to help assist alongside of me. So go right on.
Absolutely. I love that. So let's see here, because, just when you were talking about the fatigue, Lori A. Tyler Moore said, like, it's like you're carrying around weights all day, tripping and falling. And Monique Overcomer has said she's fallen several times. So let me ask you this then. If we were to, because I said we want to give solutions, right? So if we were to go to this particular group, Myositis Women of Color, of course, Gail at Night has already put the link in. She's telling y'all, hey, like this group, go on in. It's an open group. You can get in. Do you all have different solutions so that people might know when you're walking, walk slowly? When you're walking, look down. When you're walking, um, or when you're chewing and swallowing, chew your food, take small bites, sip water in between to make sure that your mouth is clear, because these are all tips that we all can use no matter what, right? But if we come here, do we get those tips? Do we get those when we get our free membership at myositis.org? Do we get those tips here? Or do we come into your private, unique guidance, nutritional health coaching for those types of tips? How do we get those tips, or do you have any solutions right now too that you can give us? Because Holly Jones is already on it. Even if I walk slow, you can still fall. And Holly Jones is saying, falling without warning or notice, you just drop. Thank you, Ali
Yeah.
Mati Vlog. She's putting in hashtag help
And she's
hero.
right, and she's right on. So most definitely inside of our Myositis Women of Color affinity group, it's more of a support group. We come together. We meet every first Thursday of each month at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we support each other. Because we're not practitioners and doctors, we do kind of like just use that as a support group. But at the end of the day, we do have the Myositis Association, which I would most definitely direct you in that direction, because we have that medical team there that's ready to help assist in the back end of evidence-based information that would be able to help guide you with those tips. We do share tips through our lived experience inside of our group, what's working, what's not working. So that is really helpful when we're kind of like coming from a patient experience perspective.
Okay.
Um, Unique guidance nutritional health coaching is because I'm a certified nutritional health coach. I do put in a lot of those health tips to help guide you using from different backgrounds from Harvard Medical School. Even sharing some of your good stuff I have shared. So most definitely. So we want to use good information and make sure that it's accurate. So I would start by going to the Myositis Association first, but you can always join in our support groups to hear more about how you can get the guidance and support. Our group is about the 3 E's. So we focus in on encouragement, education, and empowerment. We want to be able to help you move through and, kind of like, get through it and be able to cope inside of our group.
I love it. So I have another question for you, because of course, Monique Warrior, we told y'all to put in hashtag health hero. She's doing her own thing. She said, look, my hashtag Mayo Warrior. That's what's up. We have to get the awareness out so that we can take better care of ourselves. And I love that you said you shared my information and you're sharing your information as well, because I've seen in that group where you've shared my posts as well as some of the things that you're eating, right? Because the only way that we can help ourselves is to actually do the work and help ourselves. We have to do what Holly Jones is saying: encouragement, education, empowerment. That's what your group is all about. We should be doing that worldwide, anyways. Love is the highest vibration, it's healing. But since there's not enough of it, we got to do it wherever we are, right? So let me ask you this, because Lori Tyler Moore is saying TMA is a wonderful networking group of women. Great discussions, resources, and info available. So my question, because Monique Overcomer, she was tripping for absolutely no reason. I know you said we get support group in here. Our support group is there. But my question is, when we get into, okay, I want to book a coaching session, then do we just do like Sharice Kirk is saying? She's saying, don't forget to take care of your mental health, right? Do we do what the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick is saying? She's saying, hey, everybody, but that lady has a food forest in her backyard, right? She's always saying, this is growing, that is growing. She's getting those whole foods in. Or do we head over here to your website? I love this website, Unique Guidance Nutritional Health Coaching. This is in the chat, you guys. You can always click on it. And plus, y'all know the folks are going to put it in there. All of the myositis people are going to add it. So tell us a little bit about, if people want to book you as a nutritional coach, is this where they start?
Yes. So one-on-one coaching, most definitely I offer free. The first 45 minutes, you get in contact with me. We do one-on-one coaching. And at the same time, we look at it from, what's the root cause. We do a health history, focusing in on your goals, because we don't want to do it for the short term. We want to do it for the long term. So we want to be able to help you achieve your goals, and being able to look at it from a holistic approach. So that's what I focus in on. Mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I mean, we focus on everything. And Sharice Kirk is actually correct. Mental health is very important. So we want to most definitely help you gather the resources to help you there, be able to help you navigate through and live with illness or any chronic disease like myositis.
I love it. And then you also have your story right here on the website. So this means that if anyone is trying to figure out, okay, who is this lady on the screen? Because, Audrey's living life. She just got in here, right? She's saying good morning. We also have Ania is in here. So that means if Tati is in here from Romania, Ania is in here. I always forget where she is. But if all of these people are here, they're like, who is this lady? Should we go to her website? Crystal Irby already knows you, right? But she loves the sound of this. So this is why we're asking you, do we start on your website? I love that you already have this interview, because it'll give us an idea of who you are. Why should we go to myositis.org? Why we should go to Myositis Women of Color, and all of those things. So this is just wonderful, the way they look at Crystal Irby, talking about, that's my girl. See, these people love you. You are so lovable. Let's get back to what we're doing here. Y'all, if y'all are wondering who is on the screen, who this lady is, what she's talking about, then I'm going to pop up here just so you can see me, and I'll put her Facebook link on the screen, okay? Y'all know me, I'm Chef LaQuitaMarie. I'm just chopping up purple cabbage right now because I'm making whole food. This is a slaw. Kaniah approves of my whole food, y'all. She has approved of my posts. She was like, girl, we got to do some things together because whole food is healing me. So that being said, if you have any questions, this is the time to ask, all right? Because y'all see, when the myositis group, it's growing, it's getting larger. We need awareness. We need healing for it. Monique Overcomer says, myositis has impacted my life tremendously. Having strong faith and surrounding yourself with loved ones that aid in your healing, self-care, self-love, eating whole foods, and I tell y'all they approve my whole foods, and keeping inflammation at bay. Now, The Everyday Life of an OCD-ish Chick has approved this message. Girl, I told you that lady is bad. So let me ask you this. What are the treatment outcomes? Because we're saying Whole Foods and we're saying, if you can't get into Nikki's backyard, now Audrey's living life, she grows food too. If you can't get into her backyard, what do we do once we've joined your Facebook group? Now, what do we do as far as treatment? How does that look?
Well, so most definitely, we already talked about you, kind of like you are what you eat. So, you want to still focus in on eating and having a nutritious meal every day and drinking your water. But how is myositis treated? Myositis is most definitely treated. We talked about those testings early on. But at the same time, you want to talk about those options and what it looks like. So the first line of treatment might sound familiar to those that are listening, which is prednisone. I was on 60 milligrams of prednisone. So Holly talked about that weight and everything. So most definitely I have been there. Prednisone, we have in the immunoglobulin IVIG, which I'm still on today for treatment. We do have methotrexate. That's out there, cyclosporin.
So wait a second, because you can't be just rattling through the stuff. Okay, so a lot of us have taken prednisone, right? We get some sort of inflammation that the doctor can't explain. Like one time I had this crazy rash on my arm that just grew out of nowhere. They called it dermatitis. It was so bad I was scratching it in my sleep. It wasn't contagious, nothing, but it was getting really bad. They gave me prednisone. They didn't give me that much, but I only had to take it for a few days, right? Like a week. It went away and it never came back. Now, Holly Jones is saying that we don't have to have myositis to join your group. They love allies that support this mission, because this way we can all be like Kim Wade is saying, we can get awareness, which is essential, right? So if we join the group, we know what some of these cyclines and prednisones and go back. What are these medications for? Tell us that, right? Because we don't know what all the medications are for. So tell us, with this treatment, you started with, yep, you are what you eat. Whole foods are definitely it. Definitely get in as many whole foods as you can. But when you say the prednisone, that was for the inflammation. What was the next medication? You said methotrexate. Is that an antibiotic? What is it?
So methotrexate, I'm naming them, Miss LaQuita, as we go along. But the ones that I'm real familiar with is I can go a little bit deeper as far as to what it actually does. So the methotrexate, the immunoglobulin, IVIG that I'm on today, and rituximab, which is kind of like they kind of like name it as a side of a chemotherapy medication. But most definitely, I'm on immunoglobulin IVIG today, and kind of like stepping in to help suppress the immune system and to help alongside with those skin rashes and inflammation. But those are some of the treatment options. And if you guys have many more, please be sure to put it in the chat, like Holly's doing a great job of.
They're doing it because Holly Jones is saying similar to chemo, and then Holly Jones is also saying methotrexate is an autoimmune suppressant. That's the one that's similar to chemo. And then we also are answering Audrey's living life question the whole time, because she had to Google myositis. She was like, is it hard to diagnose? She knows she's late. Look, child, it is hard to diagnose because it looks like so many different things. Yeah. And Lori A. Tyler Moore is saying methylprednisone, IVIG, Imuran make up all of those make up her cocktail. So let's do this. Let's go into the outlook. What is the typical outlook? Because you look good. When I first met you, you just looked like a regular person, and you were like, yeah, but I had on long sleeves. You couldn't see my arm. I get these knots under my skin sometimes. Meanwhile, we saw in your video, you got some kids and you told us you're a mom, right? So I've seen other people's stories. People are parents throughout this. They do survive. However, what does it look like? Do you just live with it? Does it get better? How does this work?
So I guess we're kind of like staring in the direction of what that prognosis actually looked like. 5-year survival rate for those with PM and DM and NM, which is the necrotizing. It's greater than 95%, to be honest with you. About 40% of the adults, most definitely, they do very well. They do very well, just like you have our group that's actually cheering on. But every case is most definitely different. Mm-hmm. And so you do have those that are living with inclusion body myositis that does look a little bit different from those that are living with dermatomyositis and polymyositis.
Right.
Um,
Now, I do want to say this because you're saying a lot of big words. Now, Alimatu Sadia has put in hashtag health heroes. Y'all don't forget, keep putting that in. We're going to do a giveaway soon. And Jennifer Ocean Homestead is here. So we want to make sure we slow down for her because people like yourself and Holly Jones, she's had 21 years of this situation, autoimmune disease, after a 5-year prognosis, right? So we want to know, we want to make sure people know that when you say DM and PM, she's saying there are different types. There's necrotizing, there's dermatomyositis, there's inclusive myositis, body inclusive, I think it's called. But the point is, there are different types, there are different categories. But so that's what those abbreviations are that she was just saying. Now, Terry Wheeler, because we have a lot of people in the myositis organization that are dropping gems in the chat. She's saying she takes magnesium for her muscles. You know, we all hear about magnesium. It's great to help you sleep. You can spray it on your feet to help you sleep, but it's also good for your muscles. And you get magnesium from your root vegetables, foods that grow under the ground. That's where you're going to get your magnesium, copper, and zinc. So this cabbage that I'm growing, that I'm putting in here, it grows on the ground, right? But this onion and this carrot grow underground. So look, Lori Tyler Moore is saying 10 years for her. Crystal Irby has necrotizing myopathy. And so, again, it looks different for everyone. And if you all have any questions, definitely give us some questions. And this way, before we do our giveaway, look, Sharice's trying to win. She heard the giveaway. She put in hashtag health heroes. I know that's right. So tell us, again, you told us the typical outlook. For you, how long has it been? What have you been experiencing? What do you feel like today compared to before?
well, so back to some are saying what is it and what it actually looks like. So it took me up to 4 years to get a proper diagnosis. Um, Today, my outlook, I mean, some doctors actually did say, they said I wasn't able to have my babies. I was with illness and had my myositis baby, which is 15 years old today. So,
Oh,
those that
congratulations.
are mothers out there and like, I have this mystery disease and this terrible illness that I'm living with, and you're in doubt or you're not quite sure. Inside of our group, we have those women that are actually still having a baby and still, like Holly talked about, having a relationship and getting married. Today, where I'm at, I'm still on treatment with the IVIG and the rituximab. I am doing good. My numbers went from my CPK levels, which we talked about early on, was at 8,000, which almost
Mm.
in the vegetative state. But today they're
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can't breeze by that. You were at almost at the vegetative state. It
yes,
was that bad.
I wasn't able to move. I had to have that extra support system, family members coming in. Um, and we talked about deficiencies. We talked about nothing working right away. And not able to actually care for my kids at one point in time. So yes.
So, I want to ask this question from what Sharice Kirk is saying, because sometimes people don't realize how things are related, right? So she says, yep, prednisone depletes the minerals and vitamins. So just like I just said, okay, look, y'all, you can get magnesium from the food that grow underground, but either way, the foods that you're eating, if they're whole foods that grow from the ground, that's better for you. Because if you're taking medications that are depleting your minerals, you might not realize that they're depleting those. So that's why you want to continue to get them. And you don't want to just take supplemental pills. You want to take them in whole food form, because every food that grows from the ground, it does have, I'm going to show you all this as I shake it up. This is just the onions, excuse me. Yeah, the onions, the purple cabbage. I put in mustard, a little bit of oil, lime juice instead of vinegar, and a little bit of agave for sweetener. I'm just shaking this up. So get your food in whole form like this. That's why I'm showing you this, because this is going to be the coleslaw that I put onto these veggie dogs. I bought these from IKEA. Y'all know I stopped eating animals, but if you're eating a regular hot dog, a veggie dog, or whatever, still add whole food, because this is processed. They tried to make it green so we could see some of the bits of kale in it. It's still processed, ultra processed. Whole foods is where you're going to keep a lot of those vitamins and minerals that might be depleted by your medications and treatments and things like that. So Kimberly Branch, look, she putting in hashtag health heroes, hashtag polymyositis warrior. It took her 7 to 9 years for a proper diagnosis. And Kim Wade was just like you. She had no movement. Vicki Jefferson, the same way. Holly Jones had that fluid retention. Terry Wheeler is saying, me too. Hey there, Adriana Stennett is saying, hashtag health heroes. Y'all about to win something today because we got a health hero Fave 100 giveaway coming momentarily. And y'all, we are just about 5 or 6 minutes from closing out the show. So if you have any questions, please, by all means, ask those questions. Oh, I want to say this before we finish up. Lori A. Tyler Moore says she started with the CK number of 23,000. She's down to 139. She's no longer using a wheelchair or a cane, and she has polymyositis. Wow. And you know, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, thank you for mentioning this. One thing most people don't know is that any supplement you take needs to be chelated too. So in other words, it needs to be absorbed in your body. Most of them aren't. Why aren't they being absorbed? It might be the medications and things that you're taking that's stopping it from being absorbed. It might be that you're not out in the elements enough. Y'all know me, I'll sit in the grass quick. I'll lean against the tree. I'll look at the sun with my bare eyes. I'll be out in the world, right? Don't look at me crazy, y'all. It works. I'm real nosy. I can still see far. I think that sun has energized me. So, but that's how you help those minerals and things to work through your body, because the sun helps you to process things the same way it's doing for plants, not just vitamin C, many other things too. So Crystal Irby is saying, wow. She's saying that's amazing. And Frankie Myositis is saying polymyositis. That's probably the type that she has, because there are so many different types. So if you all have any questions, please drop them into the chat. We're here with Kaniah Gunter. She's a myositis survivor, continually living with this autoimmune disease. But we do have a question here. How do you balance all the things: work, taking meds, the right foods, exercise, and a social life? Good question.
So most definitely, while we were on talking about deficiencies and how to absorb, we talked about those vitamins and those minerals. Because of living with myositis, especially dermatomyositis, we have to kind of like be careful. We have to be real careful with it being exposed to sunlight and being protected at all times, to be honest with you.
So wait a minute. Wait a second. I just said, y'all get out there in the sun and look at the sun. You're saying not too much sun exposure, right?
Yeah.
Because y'all know the best time to get out into the sun is early morning. When that sunlight is soft, you do have the highest UV rays that you need, but it's not that strong sunlight. Y'all, I'm looking at the sun in the middle of the day when I shouldn't. I should only be sun gazing is a thing. So y'all can look up sun gazing, but also sunbathing. You don't want to be laying out on a you know how people get out in their bathing suit and they just laid out in the sun. We don't want to do that. But like you're saying, we want to get enough exposure. And thank you, Holly Jones. I'm glad you're loving this discussion. But Holly Jones is also saying the sun can help. So that's where you're saying balance it, because you don't want to have too much, especially if you have dermatomyositis, which is what Holly Jones is saying. Because Evelyn Guy Jenkins is like, yeah, dermatomyositis is hers as well. Invisible capes, Crystal Irby is saying. So go ahead about the sun. You said some sun.
Yeah, so most definitely be real careful with the sun. I done had times where I wasn't there listening in and tuning into my body and forgetting to wear my sunscreen. So most definitely protect yourself, know your numbers, and just know your triggers. You know, we want to talk about that, knowing your triggers overall. And just adjusting, you know, to your kind of like new norm is not always easy, but most definitely wear that sunscreen. But, you know, find out about those deficiencies and what you're missing and what you actually need. And most definitely researching and doing your research about those whole foods and what's actually working for you.
Nice. You know what's really nice is that Audrey's Living Life, she just followed your Facebook group. So y'all know we are not here without receipts, right? We are not here without support and solutions. So you can definitely join the Myositis Women of Color. Thank you so much, Audrey's Living Life. Now, Terry Wheeler is already not just here in this group, but she's probably also in the Unique Guidance Nutritional Health Coaching group. That's the private one, y'all, right? Holly Jones is saying, get your sunscreen on, y'all, because she wears sunscreen 80 to 100 daily and long sleeves daily. Yeah. So Jennifer Ocean Homestead is saying she's been sun gazing for years and it corrects all kinds of illnesses if done properly. Okay, so y'all listen to Jennifer Ocean. Look it up. Don't do what I did in the strong sun. She says it's amazing and decalcifies the pineal gland, which regulates your body. Sunscreen is poison, though. I understand what she's saying about sunscreen being poison because I've seen that, I've heard that, and I've heard that for people of color, we don't need the sunscreen. But when we have a chronic illness, that's when it's like, okay, you just have to do whatever you have to do for that situation. And, I know there also are alternatives to sunscreen, like you're saying, wear a long sleeve, wear a sun hat. Those, in that way, even when it's cloudy out, you can still get the sun because if the sun wasn't there, it wouldn't even be bright outside. So Holly Jones is saying, yes, the sun can heal depression. Y'all know what else can heal depression? Joining a group like myositis.org. It's a free membership because they need allies. So this way, if you don't have myositis, you can be a warrior and a person that's advocating for it. Oh, aloe vera. That's an option for sunscreen.
Aloe vera, most definitely. Because aloe vera is sitting right beside me right now. I use for the burning sensation that we do have. And we just talked about that sunlight. So most definitely that works too. Aloe vera.
You know what else? Jennifer Ocean Homestead says your skin just needs to be hydrated, like drink lots of water, and coconut has a natural SPF of 8 or 7, so you can rub on coconut oil, huh?
And drinking your water, staying hydrated. Most definitely, Jennifer. Thank you for adding that in there. Drink your water, you guys.
Nice. Well, y'all, it is time for our giveaway here. Now, with this giveaway, you all are going to be able to name this chocolate milk. And I say this chocolate milk because this chocolate milk is super simple. What I've done right here, I'm just using the food grater and I'm putting in the carrots into this quick slaw, right? So this way, when I shake it up, it's really pretty and it's super tasty. And you can put it on your hot dogs, or in my case, my veggie dogs, and enjoy. I'm just shaking this all up. Y'all see how cute that looks? It looks horrible on the screen. Let me just show the bottom. All the colors, right? That's what you want to see. All the colors. That's what makes it beautiful. So what does FAVES mean? So if you're wondering, what you mean FAVES Hero giveaway? Well, the way this works is we've been talking about getting in your whole food. So all you have to do is for every fruit or vegetable that you eat, you get 5 points, right? That means this is onions, carrots, and purple cabbage. That's 15 points right there. So over the course of the day, I'm going to try to get to 100, but if I can get at least to 80, I'm a plant-powered titan. So that means you will know which FAVES hero you are. Fruits and vegetables, every spread. That's what FAVES stands for. Now, keep in mind, you will get this title if you win this giveaway. You'll also get to name this chocolate milk because I made chocolate milk today with cacao powder, soy milk, and just a little bit of sweetener. You will get to name it. Let's say you only have 65 points for today. You'll be a Superfood Avenger automatically. And if you get up to 50 points, you are a FAVES Crusader. Okay, so let's get into this FAVES Hero giveaway and let's see who exactly is our health hero. All right, so if you have not yet, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, put in hashtag health heroes. Vicki Jefferson is saying so much. Thanks so much. I can't remember if she already put it in. Coach Mary Ma is here. Now she's from Cameroon. She's a polyglot, speaks so many different languages, right? And but she's also an advocate of whole foods. In Cameroon, they are like the industrial farmers, where they would grow and ship to different industries so that they were the main providers for large quantities of whole foods. Look, she's already cheering on the winners, but y'all see she in the race too. She put in hashtag health heroes. Thank you, everybody. Look, also put in an ES, Kim Wade and Terry Wheeler. Put in health, and then for heroes, HEROES. That way you can have a chance to win, okay? All right, y'all, let's see who is today's FAVES Hero giveaway. What we're going, look, Coach Mary Ma is laughing because she was like, yeah, I got in the race. All right, look, I'm a winner, right? Not just cheering on the winners. Thank you, ladies, for adding those changes. This is the way we're going to do it. I'm going to say, Kaniah, who are today's health heroes? And you are going to say all of my myositis warriors or all of my myositis queens or whatever you want to say about myositis. And then I'll click the button, okay?
Okay.
All right, Kaniah, who are today's health heroes?
all of our Myositis sisters.
All right, we've got Evelyn, Terry Wheeler, Coach Mary Ma, TWP Popcorn, Coach Mary Ma, Evelyn, Sharice, TWP Popcorn, Sharice, Ali Matu Sadia, Holly Jones, Kim Wade. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Kim.
Yes, you are today's winner. That means you are an automatic plant-powered Titan, right? You have automatically gotten your 80 faves points for today, 5 points for every fruit and vegetable, plus you also get to name this chocolate milk. Now, remember, I showed you all that with this chocolate milk, all I did was use cacao powder. This has more antioxidants than blueberries, y'all. Okay, so cacao powder, a little bit of sweetener. You can use agave, stevia, whatever you want to use. But while everybody congratulates Kim Wade, because she's in here saying thank you, that's her acceptance speech to you, Holly Jones. Crystal Urban to my period, sis. Yes, Terry's congratulating her. Adriana Stinnett, everybody is congratulating her. So you know what you got to do, Kim Wade. You have to give me a name for this chocolate milk. Now, Kaniah, do you use cacao powder? Have you heard of that? Are you familiar with it?
Yes. So I use it in my smoothies. Yep, I use it in form so I can, make sure I digest my fruits and my veggies really, really good, and I add that in for my smoothies.
Nice. And I do want to show people that at the very beginning, I made these overnight oats. It looks like a breakfast pudding. It's oats, blueberries, because we wanted those fresh foods in there, chia seeds, that's what helped it to plump up, some non-dairy yogurt, a little bit, I don't even think I added sweetener to this today. I might have added agave. I don't think I did. And what else did I put in there? A little bit of yogurt and milk. Milk will thin it out. If it's too thick for you, definitely thin it out. I like it. Okay, I did my thing. Next time we're going to be in person. Now, Kim Wade loves chocolate milk. Does that mean this is the Kim Wade chocolate milk? Is that what we're calling this? The Kim Wade chocolate milk? Y'all let us know if that's a good name. Because she is our faves hero today. So again, congratulations to you. But that also, look, Kim Wade said yes, absolutely. All right, got it. So we got the Kim Wade chocolate milk here today. Next time we're going to be together. Today is just the first day in a series of events. Next time we plan to be in person so that Kaniah, our guest today, can taste the food and we can both be, side by side, and you all can really see, okay, is the food really good? Is what happens here? And this is the way we do it on this show. If the food slaps, then we must clap. We're at the end of our show, so that means we are about to do our super clap sign off. Kaniah, that means I changed the music to that DJ Is track where he's clapping and everything. We have a lot of fun with it as we go out. As we go out, tell us, Kaniah, is there anything that you want people to know, that you want to finish up, so that way as they clap it out of here, they can leave empowered?
Most definitely, I want them to know that, continue eating right, sleeping right, drinking your water, most definitely adding in those antioxidants that you've been speaking about the whole time. That's going to help you, with putting a little bit more years on your life. So, and most definitely connect with SuperFood parents. I have tasted her food, so we're most definitely going to clap on to that in person. So continue living a healthy lifestyle and continue to raise myositis awareness.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm just adding some of this slaw onto this veggie dog so that people can see, like, you do it just like that. You can always add ketchup and mustard or whatever you like, but we got a whole nother reason to clap. Thank you so much. She stole my thunder for the super chat. Oh my goodness. I appreciate that. We're going to leave that up. Everybody's already clapping. We're going to crank up the music and we are going to get out of here. Thank you again, Kaniah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. You're welcome. Thank you for being a wonderful guest. Y'all follow all the links and be a health hero for your loved one. We will see you all next time. Take care, everybody. Hey, this is fun.